Oh god, I'm shocked we came back here back here once again. And yeah, you should type the video. The upcoming change to Imai Kioske. I'm surprised I didn't mention this before, but I'm just now thinking about it after waking up from my 6 or 7 hours of sleep. And that is the upcoming change to Imai. Somebody said, what do you mean? It's just another fight coming up against Hoshi. What do you mean? It's just what's going to change so much about it? But to me, the key thing is, for the longest time, there's been a lot of people. I haven't. There's always been like a personality difference, but I could see the similarities. People have always said that Imai look just like Ippo. Imai is pretty much a younger clone of Ippo. You even heard me saying that Itagaki, Miyata, and like Hoshi are pretty. No, Itagaki, Imai, and the flicker jab guy, I forgot his name, well, all the second generation of Ippo, Miyata, and Mishiba. That's what I've always said, and that was pretty much what it's been hyped up as, with that one guy turning out the flickers and Itagaki being the counterman with the speed, and Imai being the tough hard rock that just can take on punches and take on tons of penalties. But the way I've always said it is, even though those two look similar, Imai never did fight like Ippo. Imai never did really have good head movement. He really did just stay there like a brick and take on punishment while blocking. So it's not like he just became Sendo and just was just taking punches left and right. He was just eating them left and right, just getting turned into. No, it was almost like he will block, take the punishment, and move forward. Oh, that's what Ippo does. Yeah, that's what Ippo did for like what, the first 2 fights, and then he started implementing the peekaboo stand. The peekaboo stance, and start using his head movement, moving back and forth. It's similar to how when Imai got liver blow, around the same time Ippo got the liver blow in his career, that made it even more similar. But for me, this upcoming fight between him and Hoshi would finally differentiate him like permanently fighting style wise from Ippo, because he already had like a hair change. Some might say a web to his bangs and things like that. If you look at the guy who Imai is based off of, he now has that guy hairstyle instead of the Ippo looking hairstyle. So that's why it only like have like one bang in the front, and that's why he looks different slightly. Besides from like the updated art style, he has had a hairstyle change. I don't know if you guys noticed, but now we'll finally get to see who's Imai Kioske when he's not. Well, I can't really say not been obscure, when he's not based off of Ippo. What is Imai Kioske truly? Because everybody have a similar stance, and to everybody, you know, can just dig deep, you know, put up their guard, just push forward slowly. Well, in this case, I believe that this upcoming fight with Hoshi will finally show who Imai is as a fighter. Finally show what he truly got in the tank and what he actually got. Aside from the little blow, aside from the guy's pretty tough, it will actually show off something that we not have been able to see before. Different dimensions and degrees to Imai. There's a reason why in the prediction video I was like flip-flopping back and forth on who could actually win, because honestly, fighters do grow in Hajime Ippo, fighters do change, and things do get updated. So it's not like Imai's gonna forever stay the same or fight the same. He no longer looks like Ippo, but now it's time to see how much he will still fight like Ippo, how much have Imai truly evolved. What is his techniques beyond from the liver blow? What is the secret to his one-hit KO tactics? If it's just blinding speed, because in my opinion, this is be a long shot. I personally believe that Imai Kioske does have like an overhand, right? He does have some type of technique or punch or some type of thing that allows him to get these one-hit KOs. Some might say, oh, you could just use the Itagaki strategy. The Itagaki strategy was custom made for Itagaki. Any other hard puncher who just dive in, that strategy would not work. It'd be pretty much, in my opinion, suicide. So the question is, what could he use? What could he do to change the disposition for himself? What would fit Imai perfectly as something? I do believe the overhand right. It could be an overhand right in the liver blow. It could be a number of things that Imai could do to differentiate himself from Ippo. And I think this upcoming fight would probably do it. I do believe that I do believe after this fight Imai would change. permanently and finally stand out as his own character. Finally, the fan base will no longer see him as, well, he's a little bit of an Ippo clone. He looks similar, he fights similar. Finally, when it first the fan base wise, it's just not my own personal opinions. He will truly finally stand out from Ippo. He's going to change. We're going to finally see the dimensions to Imai. We finally get to see what a championship Imai actually look like. He already got the robes, he already changed his clothes, he already looks different enough. How far have Imai evolved? How much better has he become? Because you want to compare it to anybody else from Miyata or Mish, anybody else. Everybody, and I do mean everybody. Everybody to side characters to main characters. We had the same Kobashi, little old pillow fist, become a hard puncher, and even get to the point where he knocked out Hayami. So if he could do that, what could Imai do? Someone with talent, someone who took that Agati, someone with brains and intelligence to not always need the help from his coach to plan things out and just go in there and do it. I'm not saying that Ippo always needed, but the first time he actually did, you know, hey, just didn't wait for the coach to tell him you to demonstrate or something like that. When he first finally did it against Freddy Gonzalez, coach, can I take him out? Can I take him out, coach? Should I do it now? That's when he got knocked out by Gonzalez, which was not really his fault, but it's quite sad when everybody complaining, oh, you know, Ippo don't make decisions by himself and this and that, and then when he make a decision by himself, when the coach approve of it, then he gets knocked out, and then no one says anything about it. Alright then. Alright then, I don't see why we gotta be like this, and why we just can't, you know, acknowledge something. But it is what it is. But I can't wait. I'm hyped up for the next chapter. If somebody say where's the next chapter, if you're on George's Twitter, he did say he will be taking a break. He's out for the week, so he's on break. So if you want to know where the chapter review, things like that, the chapter's not coming up until the week coming up, so pretty much tomorrow. Gotta go to that stupid job fair. But overall, that's gonna be my thoughts and opinions about Imai. And how pretty much he is going to change, he is going to evolve, he finally is going to stand out as his own character. Because characters like Hoshi or Tagake didn't have this problem. Because Tagake, so he's similar to Miyata, and they both are based off of Sugar Ray Leonard. But Miyata don't have the same hand speed as Tagake does. He just has 10 times better countering and things like that. He's more of a counter specialist compared to Tagake and his pure hand speed. So that's why there's no major comparison between him and Tagake. Because Tagake don't really counter people. He just moves back and forth. He is more like Seiki and Kurosawa than he ever was closer to Miyata. Even though they both... Like, Miyata got the counter and everything else with Sugar Ray Leonard. And Tagake got the footwork and the speed from Sugar Ray Leonard. So, that's another difference. Even though at first, some of the things with the footwork, I do believe that Miyata can pull off those same things. I do believe that. But like a major complaint, some people can argue that Miyata has never been brought to the deep end. And I'll give you that. I don't think Miyata really had a fight where it's not like Jimmy fished up, but it's just, I think the best way I can explain this, with a fight with Miyata, it never got to the point where you never believed that he wasn't going to win. Or that he didn't have a chance. And you can say that. And you can say it with Jimmy 50. It seemed like he didn't have a chance. You could say that, or it's just like all hopes are against. Because he's Randy Boy Jr. I don't even think he was gonna lose that fight because he was better than Randy Boy Jr. And it's just like, unlike Ippo, like I said before, I forgot what video it was. Like with Sendo and Miyata, and the whole reason how they can keep going in the fights back to back is because they don't have as many wars as Ippo. He hasn't been pushed to the limit, have had his chin up checked. And I don't know if that's just a bad quality opponent or what it is exactly. Why is it like that? Because the gap between the three of them is not that high. So who knows? Who knows? Who knows? I'm leaving a mission. But back to the whole my situation. I am excited. I am very excited to see whether or not I can pull out his arsenal. I'm very glad to see what Joe's going to explain what his whole KO strategy is. Because if he's just pushing into the corner, then set him up against Miyata and just knock him out. Remember, this is the same Imai who has dreams to take on Sendo and Miyata. Which it seems more like he could take on Miyata currently than Sendo after he fights Hoshi. So this is that same guy. This is that same Same, Imai. This is the same guy, the same Imai, so anything can happen. Anything can go down. And I'm excited either way. But finally, I'm glad to see that, in my opinion, this change will be coming up. Because it get those people just say Imai is nothing more than an Ippo clone of shit up. Because, you know, character doesn't matter. Character does not matter to some. But it is what it is. It is what it is. But maybe shocking that got thoughts of people. How do you believe Imai would change? What do you believe Imai's like finalized style to be? Because we know Itagake's footwork and fast hand. You know Ippo tucking your chin, use hair movement, digging, driving deep, Miata timing, counters, Sendo. You go in there and had the time. Yeah, I just use boxing technique when you need it, but mostly go in there and kill him. Mishima, flicker jabs. Keep him away, distance. Eventually, like, everybody pretty much mellow out to their own personal style. Eventually. And Hoshi never really had a style based on anybody. But, for Imai, we haven't really got to see that happen. So I'll be glad to see him happen. And Mr. Warner, it's just, like, they call it Itagaki Kronos. Come on, Johnny. Miata, the pressure counters. Ippo, the wing god. Come on, Johnny. Come on, Imai gotta get a better name than that. He has to get a better name than that. That's grim. Mr. Warner, he gotta get a better name than that. Like, you get everybody else getting these cool epithets and names, and Imai just gets Mr. Warner. Mr. Warner. That's all you get. That's criminal. That's all he gets, Mr. Warner. Review Shop King, you got thoughts of him? Like, comment, subscribe. And how do you believe Imai would change and differentiate himself from Ippo? I believe it's coming up. I believe you finally get to see. We finally get to see how Imai will finally truly fight and continue to build on in the future. Similar to how Vorik with the second swallow. Well, no, the flying swallow and the second swallow. At first, it was used with with Sanada. He used it, but it wasn't like it wasn't anything amazing. It wasn't anything spectacular. It was good. He did use it to a good degree, but it's not like when Vorik got it. When Vorik got it, him on a tracer shot, he took the flying swallow to the next level when Vorik got his hand on it. So that made him even better. It would make a Sender versus Vorik 2 or Ippo versus Vorik 2 to be an excellent fight, but there's no chance of that. 2 different weight classes. 2 different weight classes indeed, so who knows how it turns out. But it's time to finally see Imai finally striking on his own. But I believe even if Hoshi stops him dead in his tracks, that we will still get development for Imai. So I love these win-win pick-em fight. It doesn't matter who wins, you gotta choose somebody, just hold on to your butt. It's just gonna be one spectacular ride. Leave me Chakra King. If you guys like the video, like, comment, subscribe, and peace.